Hey friends, welcome back to Out of the Vault, a series where I use some older stuff to make something. This week we've got some Simon Hurley ink pads. That one's upside down, sorry. Fake plant layer gator, bee sting, and guppy. I love guppy. And then I've got this lovely stamp set called Pretty Peonies. This came out 2022. We're going to make a kind of a sympathy card. I'm going to use Thinking of You at this time. Let's get started. Got a piece of Nina Solar White 110-pound paper. And we're going to stamp some flowers. Have a little bouquet. And then I'm going to stamp another one on another piece of paper and add it to the top. Have a little dimension. That's stuck. Now I'm going to cut this down with a waffle flower die after it's all done. Yeah, let's use this one. This is my favorite flower out of this set. I'm going to stamp with, of course, Jet Black Archival. You know that's how I roll. Do it again. I need to re-ink my pad. I need to stamp a mask, and this is just going to be messy. Doesn't really matter. Just need enough to be able to cut around a little bit. And that one will go there. So now I need to cut out my mask real quickly. And then we'll just cover that. Make sure that second flower is going to be where I want it. Yep. Jet Black Archival. Again. Voila. I think I'm going to do a mask for this one. I don't put a whole lot of effort into a mask. I'm sure you can tell. This out lightly. Now these are the Post-it notes that are the all over sticky. All right, so I want to add some leaves. Maybe about there. Ink that again. I'm going to move it. Right there. Now we're going to go in with the colored portions. Now I'm going to ink these up with Bee Sting and Guppy both. Let's get a couple small brushes out. Let's go in with a little Guppy first. This is an Alti-New detail blending brush. And then we'll go in with Bee Sting. And then we'll flip it over and stamp it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And then if you wanted to add a little more the Guppy in there, you can go with the brush again. Add a little more. Oh, I like the way that turned out. We'll put the mask on so we can color the other one. Now this one does not have a stamp with it. So we're going to use some small brushes. I'm going to go in with the Bee Sting first. And then with the Guppy on the smaller brush. These flowers end up with dimension this way. All right, now we'll put that one's mask back on so that we can do the leaves. Just very simple. I'm not being fussy about it at all. I'm gonna take this little brush here. First going with Later Gator, because it's lighter. And go down the stems a little. Now I'll go with Fake Plant, just dark. All right, let's take all this off. And in this area where I didn't have my mask on very well, I'll just go in and add some color. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side. Another piece of paper. And I'm going to stamp another large rose. This little bundle of blooms here and a leaf. We're going to stamp these. And these are the ones I'm going to cut out. I'll end up re-stamping those because I just wasn't happy. So let's get to adding some color. Add a little yellow. Little guppy. And we'll go in with a little bee sting. Go back in with a little more bee sting. Now these little ones, I think we're going to do guppy. I'm going to cut these out as well. And then a little bit of bee sting. There we go. Skinny brush. Let's start with the Later Gator. Now, Fake Plant. Then we'll go into our stems on these little guys here. And I know this looks a big mess, but when it all gets cut out, it'll look nice. You know what? I think I want to add clear skies into this mix. I'm going to take a large brush, kind of ink around a little bit. I want to splatter a little gold watercolor over this. We'll let that dry and then trim it down with a waffle flower dye. Alrighty, how small do I want to go? I kind of like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down. Let's see, this is number 7 in, so it's tiny. I'm going to go cut this down and I'll be right back. So I got this cut out, and then I also cut a black mat. And then I went up a few sizes and cut some vellum to go behind the whole thing. Get our flowers onto the black paper. And then we'll mat our black paper onto the polka dot vellum. And we'll place this onto the card front. Straight and centered. All right, next I need to cut these out, and through the magic of YouTube, I'll be back with them all cut out. See you in a minute. Whew, everything's cut out. So we've got one large flower, a couple of leaves, and some of the little blooms, little buds. So I want to start kind of layering these together. Let's do a leaf back here. Let's get the bear glue. And we'll just start layering, making a little frontward portion of the bouquet. I'm going to put some of these buds back here. Let's see how this is going to look on the against the card. Another little bud here. Oh, look at that. Then I got this last little bud cluster, but I think I'm going to cut it apart. Do not be afraid to hack up your images. Yeah, put that there. Oh, look at that. I'm going to glue this down, just flat on the card front. Flip it over. Oh, I love it. Now for the sentiment, I don't have any paper that matches this, so we're going to ink some paper with Clear Skies. We're going to stamp the sentiment, thinking of you at this time, with some jet black archival ink. There we go. Trim this down and mat it onto some black cardstock. I really need to clean this trimmer. It's a mess. Put it on some black. Trim it down again. A nice little black border around it. And I think this needs to pop up. Use some Simon Says Stamp black foam squares. Then we'll put it right about here. Now let's add a little bling here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to add one more confetti over here. For No Naked Insides, I'm going to cut this bottom strip of this paper and put it right in there. All right, let's get this inside the card. Alrighty friends, here's my finished card project for this week's Out of the Vault. We use the Simon Hurley Pretty Peonies stamp set and 5 lovely Simon Hurley inks, all from 2022. So we've got stamped images on our panel, very loosely colored in ink, splatter some gold, matte on black, matte on vellum, thinking of you at this time, and then for No Naked Insides, a piece of the paper that we trimmed off the panel. I hope you enjoyed this card. I hope you like these stamps and inks. I really like the Simon Hurley inks. I'm glad I went that direction. Y'all have a lovely day. Remember, be excellent to each other and go make something. Bye-bye.